Hello and welcome back to the channel. So I have been seeing this picture and different renditions of it going around on social media. Now I'm not sure what it's for or who the artist is or anything like that, but it is of a black woman. Like she's wearing very casual clothes. She has a braided hairstyle, just the average looking person you would see, or if you are around black people and whatnot. Um, and I also saw some people comparing it to like Greek statues and like stuff from back in the day, like sculptures and stuff like that, and basically saying that it's kind of not the same. And why does she look so bad? And basically saying all these bad things about this statue of this woman. And my question is, now don't get me wrong, when it comes to media and art and stuff like that, certain body types have always been pushed, and that's just the norm. So maybe seeing someone who isn't that body type could be, jarring for some people. But I think that the response is coming from a lot of different places. Now, for me, my first interpretation of it, I genuinely didn't see anything wrong with it. The first thing that came to my mind was, well, who was it? Like, why did they build the statue? Like, there was no name, or, people keep sharing the picture, but they're not saying, like, what it's for. So I saw it and I just kept scrolling. I really didn't think anything about it. But then I kept seeing the statue next to pictures of other statues and being compared to these marble statues from, like, the, Greek era and stuff like that, or something you would see in a church, like not even other forms of art that are abstract or different or modern, but again, these old statues. I even saw people comparing it to little figurines that, our grandmothers would have that were low key kind of racist, and saying because her hands are on her hips that, it's basically like mockery or some form of, like blackface, how they would do minstrel shows and stuff like that. Like basically saying this is a mammy character and it's an insult on black women, if you will. But the thing that how did you get all of that because someone has their hands on their hips? Like, I don't know. If this was a different body type, I would think it's like Superwoman. You know how Superwoman puts her hands on her hips? But I guess if you want to, and that's the thing when it comes to the statue, a lot of people are projecting stuff onto it and saying, well, it's this and it's that. And I'm like, yo, that look like a regular person. That's not necessarily my phenotype, but that looks like a regular person. Like to the point to where someone that looks like that. So if you're making fun of that person, like what does that say about you? And Blunt Girly actually did a video on this as well. And there's this thing where a lot of these people, they don't like the way they're represented. And I hate to like come off like mean or something, but the average person don't look like Beyonce. The average person don't look like Rihanna. Not even just in their phenotypes, but in their body type as well. You know? Especially, and I believe this statue was in New York. I have not been there. I don't know how everybody looks there. I'm pretty sure it's a place where there's a lot of different people that look a lot of different ways. And that looks like an average person. Now, some of these renditions of this statue, people were just making fun of it. I remember they did the same thing with Halle Bailey when she was in a Little Mermaid movie. And they would just make these terrible, and I'm pretty sure some of this is white people, but I don't know. I wouldn't be surprised if it was, black people too. But I think everybody's just laughing at it. And on one hand, it's like, what's so funny about a black woman existing? But you know how black women are always made fun of in media, especially black media and stuff like that. And on the other hand, it's like, well, what's so funny? That's an average looking person. Like, and then there's these redemptions where the weight is exaggerated, where the person looks like super big. When the original statue, that just look like an average person. Like that's like, I'm sure she's overweight, but that doesn't look like a 600-pound person. Like that's not morbidly obese. That's a regular person that could lose maybe 40, 50 pounds. So I don't know. And I did also see some people put like these racist things. I don't know, like the I can't breathe stuff. So you could tell a lot of people, they just didn't like this statue. I feel like black women's perspective, even though some black women did like it and they took pictures with it and they saw it for what it was, as representation of the average black woman, which is my original thought. But some black women didn't like it. They felt like, oh, why does she have an attitude? Or this is a mammy figure. And then black men and other black women were saying, well, if you're offended by someone saying you need to be fit, feminine, and friendly, then why are you upset when this overweight statue looks like it has an attitude? You didn't want to be fit. You didn't want to be friendly, right? So, yeah, there's a lot of different opinions. And I think it shows, what's funny? That's the thing about art. It's supposed to provoke different opinions in different people. You know, there's no wrong way to interpret it, unless the artist has a specific reason as to why they made it. If you guys know, please let me know, because I might change my opinion. But it's art, and how you choose to interpret it says a lot about who you are as a person. So that's my personal opinion on that. I would love to know yours. Thank you so much. Leave a comment and have a beautiful day.